Okay, we're over here at gotomath.com. Click on the algebra, which you can't see. Working on a new section here, absolute value equations. And of course, I don't have any problems in there. Get that fixed. Okay, so what do we got going on here? It says find the solutions to the equations. I think that should say equation. Find the solutions to the equation. Okay, well, let's take a look at this. We got the absolute value of 14x is equal to 0. And of course, in the green checkbox, that's what 5 is not the answer, but that gives you an idea of what the answer is supposed to be written like. Okay, so let's go over to the marker board and write this down. So we had the absolute value of 14x is equal to 0, and it says find the solution. I don't know, should I write that up here? Find the solution. We'll just abbreviate it. Hey, well, if you don't know what the absolute value is, I guess I'll tell you. So let's say we have the absolute value of x, and x happened to be 3. Well, if we took the absolute value of 3, what do we get back? We just get back 3. Okay, see that? But what if we had the absolute value of negative 3? What the absolute value does, it just makes whatever's in here positive. So if the number was initially positive, it doesn't do anything to it. But if the number is negative, it makes it positive. Okay, so there's reasons why we need to have this function. Actually, this is a function, by the way, the absolute value function, except we use this notation here. Alright, so that's all that the absolute value does. It takes whatever's inside and makes it positive. Alright. That's it. That's all that it does. Okay, so what's going to happen here is you drop the absolute value signs, make this, then just rewrite this. So you do this, there's a step 2 process to this. You're going to have two equations, is what I'm trying to say. You're going to have this equation, and then you do it again, right, 14x, and make whatever this is negative. So we'll put a negative 1 times 0. But what is a negative 1 times 0? Well, it's just 0, and so you're just left with 14x is equal to 0, which is the same thing as the first one that we did. Okay? Alright. Now another way you can look at this is that you can break this up into two separate absolute values. You have the absolute value of 14 times the absolute value of x. And a lot of times you'll see this. Okay, the absolute value of 14 times the absolute, well, what's the absolute value of 14? Well, the absolute value of 14 is just 14. So we're left with 14 times the absolute value of x. Alright, the absolute value of x. And then, of course, let's look at this here. So we have 14 times the absolute value of x is equal to 0. You can multiply through by the reciprocal to both sides. And of course that just becomes 0, and so that's left with the absolute value of x is equal to 0. And the solution to this is the only solution is 0, right? Plug 0 in and it's equal to 0. Okay, so you can break these absolute values down as you can see here. Alright. Okay, so anyway, the solution to this guy, obviously, the only solution is 0. Let's plug that in to the checkbox and click there, correct, or you can hit the answer up above, which actually says x is equal to 0, and I think I Need to get rid of that too, so need to make some adjustments there. Okay. All right. Of course, I always have to end this situation with, we're over here, go to math.com. See you there.